You're listening to Aphrodite, My Love, a novel by Quint F. Kamba. Letter 19. Embracing Forever. Aphrodite. Aphrodite. I love you. I'm standing on top of the mountain. I'm screaming your name. Ancestors, O mighty ones, carry my voice to my love. Let her know I'm still here and I still love her. The most wonderful thing happened to me that fateful day, Aphrodite. You know, I have to tell you this, I must have thought about you or imagined being with you over 1 billion times in my life. You practically lived in my mind. Well, you actually did. The thing that surprises me the most is that I hardly ever had dreams with you in them. It was always wonderful when that happened. Dreams to me have always been a source of hidden truths. For example, every time I dream about lions attacking me, I know that danger is lurking in the shadows and something bad is about to happen. So I keep a real sharp lookout for any sign of trouble. By the time trouble comes, I'm usually ready for it. Dreams have never failed me, so it was with immense pleasure, and I honestly think that this was one of the happiest moments in my life, when I found myself back at the old farm. Remember Aphrodite, the old farm was where I spent the first 8 or 9 years of my life in Rockford. I don't know if I told already, but we had a big dam on that farm, and 2 small rivers running through the farm, so it was a really nice place. I found myself back at the farm walking home on the dam wall. It was a fine hot day with perfect blue skies, and the burnt dry grass was bathed in liquid sunshine. The water surface was shimmering with reflected light. I spotted a woman standing at the edge of the water in the dam. She was standing with her back to me, looking into the distance as if she was contemplating her whole life. When I got closer, I saw that she had an amazing figure. She had the most beautiful long silky black hair that stopped just below her shoulders. She was wearing a dark powder blue blouse and a long black figure-hugging skirt that tapered down, below the knee to just above her cuffs. She had wide, perfect childbearing hips. And as I got closer still, she turned around and smiled at me, and oh my God, Aphrodite. It was you, darling. You looked so beautiful, Aphrodite, and I fell in love with you all over again like the first time I ever saw your face. You looked much older than the last time I had seen you, about 24 or 25, I would say. I just stood there rooted to the ground. I think I was waiting for you to run or something, but instead you stretched out your hand and beckoned to me. You said, "Husband, come. I've been waiting for you." I scrambled down the dam wall to where you stood straight into your open arms. I held you so tight against me and we kissed. It was a divine, heavenly sweet kiss, so warm, so tender, so loving. My Aphrodite, I love you so much. I whispered in your ear, breathing in deep, sucking in the scent of your hair. I was the luckiest man in all eternity. I love you too, Nkosi, so much, you said. I've got something to show you. You added, moving my left hand over your stomach. You're going to be a father, you said, smiling and looking at me with so much love and pride. I moved my head forward to kiss you again. But you started falling away. You were disintegrating into ripples of light. I could hear noises all around me. I started screaming. Help her. Please, somebody. Help my wife. There was pandemonium around. I was in a lot of pain and didn't feel very well at all. I was coming round. I was waking up from a terrible nightmare. A white woman stood over my head over me and announced, "He's awake." I recognized her immediately. She was a young Irish lady and the girlfriend of a friend of mine on my course. She didn't look too happy with me at all. I was lurching, being sick, into a bowl some other nurse was holding on the side of some kind of operating table where I was lying on my back. I saw lots of young doctors in white coats and nurses milling around, looking very annoyed with me. One of them took his rubber gloves off and tossed them in the bin and marched out of the room in disgust. As my memory came back to me, I remembered what had happened. I was livid. I'm not fucking dead. How the fuck is this possible? I thought to myself, vowing to finish what I had started as soon as I could. I don't know how long they kept me on the ward in that hospital, Aphrodite, but it wasn't long at all. They admitted me into a neighboring mental institution and kept me under close observation with risk of suicide. Can you imagine, darling, how low I had sunk? Me, a fucking nutter. I didn't even recognize myself anymore. Aphrodite, please, and Iredra. Connie Shamwari, please. Nobody wanted me, not even the Grim Reaper. Only my beautiful Beatrice wanted me, but I had lost her to the dirty whims of fate. She had been snatched by the same demons that had been taking everyone and everything I had ever loved. The same demons who would not let us ever be together. The strange thing was that, as I looked at my fellow patients, now from their perspective, I realized I should have been a patient all along. I have no idea whether my brush with death knocked all the broken wires in my brain back together again or what, but from the moment I was admitted to that mental health ward, I had never felt better. I felt like I didn't need to be there. I didn't feel depressed anymore. The dark cloud had lifted and I could feel the warm sun on my skin, and it felt good. I knew I had lost everything, 2 years of training down the toilet, and would have to start from fresh with something else. I thought to myself, if I couldn't even die in peace, why not just live, not care about anything or anyone, and just see where life would take me? In any case, I didn't think that I would live that long after the damage I had done to my body. I fought for a discharge after about a week, but they kept me for another 2 or 3 and then let me go. Everything changed after that fateful day, Aphrodite. The damage that overdose did to my body left me with permanent biological scars, which serve as a daily reminder to a past of terrible, unforgivable wickedness. By a miracle, and one can only call it amazing good fortune, I somehow managed to turn my life around. The fact that I'm sitting here talking to you right now is testimony to that. I made some terrible, unforgivable mistakes in my life, Aphrodite. I hurt you, and I hate Beatrice, the only woman who ever truly loved me. Beatrice was sent to me by the gods themselves, and I just spat in their faces. I've lived with the guilt of these events for more than 3 decades, eating at me, gnawing at me. I've tried to reach out to apologize to you and Beatrice, but alas, with no luck. This is why I wrote this confession, hoping that somehow it might reach you. Someone might recognize your name, and you may decide you want to hear my confession. If you do, thank you, my love. One valuable lesson I've come to understand is that the universe never allows us to escape the consequences of our actions. However, these experiences also present opportunities for growth and learning. If we can extract wisdom from our mistakes and share our insights with others, aiding them in navigating the complex journey of life, then perhaps offering this guidance is one of the most profound gifts we can bestow upon another soul. I thank the heavens, but mostly I thank you, Aphrodite Kasim. You might not know this, but you've been my soulmate and kindred spirit for as long as I can remember. I'm coming to the end of our story shortly. When I started writing this confession, I wanted to finish by saying that over 40 years of loving someone that barely cares if you exist is pure madness. So as a way of making a symbolic gesture, I should write a message saying, "Goodbye, Aphrodite Kasim. You were my endless love, but I must let you go now. I'll miss you, love of my life." I should place that message delicately into a bottle and release it into the embrace of the ocean's currents, guiding it on a voyage to the very edges of the world. But whilst I was writing the story, something changed. I realized there was you, the real Aphrodite, out there somewhere, Australia, India, Canada, South Africa, America, maybe, I don't know where. The real Aphrodite that never wanted me, never cared about me, never took pity on me, and there is the not so real, but very real to me Aphrodite inside my head. The one that's been with me since the first day I met the real Aphrodite. So real Aphrodite Kasim, thank you for coming into my life. You saved my life and set it on a path to freedom. I don't know where fate would have led me had you not arrived at that most opportune moment. I will always be grateful to you, real Aphrodite Kasim. I will always hold deep love and affection for you until I draw my last breath. I promise that I shall never seek you unless you seek me. Again, I'm sorry for being such a dick when we were so young. Goodbye, my endless love. One more thing, Aphrodite. Permit me, please, if I ever become a billionaire, to buy a piece of land in Guerrero Town Center and build a monument for you, at the center of which I shall erect a fine marble statue of you as I remember you. It shall have the inscription, Aphrodite Kasim, love's eternal flame. Signed Kosi. Generations of young lovers will gaze upon it, touch it, make promises to love each other forever under it. They will be inspired by it, like I was inspired by you from the moment I laid my eyes on you, Aphrodite Kasim. Forgive me for the next letter, it's really silly and I think maybe you should skip reading it. What about Beatrice? Beatrice, my love. No words can describe the pain I caused you. No amount of retribution can atone for my sins. I robbed us of our life together. I want you to know that. I never stopped thinking about you and I never stopped loving you. You're my beating heart. I can never love another soul like I loved you. I want to fly to Havana one day, steal you from your husband for a day, and fly you to South Africa to watch Stala and Paige perform in concert. I want to dance with you to Ganima like we were 21 again. I want to drink from your sweet mouth till I pass out. I want the gentle touch of your lips on mine to be the last thing I feel before I die. Forgive me, Beatrice Danger de la Cruz. My true love. The end. You have been listening to Aphrodite, My Love by Quintef. Kamba. Love is the light that illuminates the darkest corners of our hearts. Quintef. Kamba.
Stando solo kukala, my first love. Stando solo kukala, my first love. Stando solo kukala, oh yeah. Ngakunika inhliziyo yami wetata. Wayiphoselele mweni yatsha yaphela. Lo mphefumulo wami wangishiya. Angazi ukuthi sizophinda sibonane. Kweliza yona Stando sokukhala, stando sami. Stando sokukhala, oh yeah. Ngihlala ngikhumbula ngawe ekuseni. Emini nantambama bathi ubulawa yini lo, ubulawa ngothando. Ngibulawa ngothando, ngibulawa ngothando, ngothando, ngothando. Stando sokukhala, oh yeah. Ngakunika inhliziyo yami wetata. Wayiphoselele emleni yatsha yaphela. Lo mphefumulo wami wangishiya. Angazi ukuthi sizophinda sibonane. Pheliza yona stando sami sokukhala. Ngiyele ngakhohlwe ngawe, inhliziyo yami isho njalo. Ngiyazama ukuphila kodwa ngicabanga ibuye ngawe. Umlilo ungapheli, stando sami intombi enhle njengengo. Ungumhlaba, ungumoya, hamba nami masibuya eqaleni. Angisafuni ukuhlala ngedwa ke ngiqabule futhi. Ngikutshela ukuthi ngiyakuthanda, ngicela ungiphe ithuba. Hoza, stando sami. Stando sokukhala, yeah, yeah. Ngihlala ngikhumbula ngawe ekuseni. Emini nantambama bathi ubulawa yini lo, ubulawa ngothando. Ngibulawa ngothando, ngibulawa ngothando, ngothando, ngothando. Stando sokukhala, oh yeah. Ngakunika inhliziyo yami wetata. Aphoselele emleni yatsha yaphela. Lo mphefumulo wami wangishiya. Angazi ukuthi sizophinda sibonane. Kweliza yona first love, niphupha ngawe usayibona indlela. Ngiyazi ukuthi wena wedwa thando lwami lwangempela. Stando sokukhala, my yeah. Stando sami, yeah. My first love ngikala ebusuku impupha ngawe angisayiboni indlela. Ngiyazi ukuthi wena wedwa unguthando lwami lwangempela, sithandwa sokuqala, maye sithandwa sokuqala.